Are you wondering if HMO property is still a profitable investment strategy in 2025? If so, you want to stick around for this video where we go through the benefits and the drawbacks of a HMO property. HMOs have been growing more and more popular with investors due to high yields and low void periods. The best HMO properties can achieve double or even triple the yield of a standard buy-to-let. HMO conversion will allow property to house 5 or more individuals on a separate tenancies rather than just one. Because of rising rents and high energy prices, room rentals have become very popular amongst tenants. Now let's look at some of the opportunities and unique challenges of this strategy. The 3 largest benefits are its high yields, strong tenant demand, and reduced impact of void periods. Number 1, high yields and returns. Because individual rooms are let out on separate tenancies rather than the whole property let under a single tenancy, the price that each room can fetch is much higher. This means that a 5-bed HMO, for example, will achieve much higher rental income than a single let 5-bedroom house. Number 2, tenant demand. As mentioned before, renting a room rather than the whole property has become more popular in recent years. With the increase in property rental and energy prices, rooms which offer all bills included often see a high tenant demand around town and city centres. Number 3, mitigated risk. One of the biggest advantages of a HMO property is its ability to reduce the effects of void period. As there are several tenancies active within the same property, if a tenant gives notice and there is a vacancy in said room, there are still multiple tenancies in place to generate income in the time it may take you to find a new tenant. The benefit is not found in other traditional rental strategies. With a standard single tenancy, if a tenant gives notice and the property is vacant, there is no money being generated in that time. Now let's look at the cons. While there are many positives to a HMO property, there are some things to consider which could pose a challenge to an investor. Number 1, startup costs. When compared to a standard single-let property, there are more costs associated with a HMO conversion, from large-scale renovations to a property, on top of furnishing and attaining a license. The startup costs involved are quite high, which is offset by the superior yield generated. Number 2, regulation. HMOs are much more regulated than a single-let property, so making sure your property is legally sound before checking in any tenants is vital. For example, fire safety is very important in HMOs, so it's often required to install fire doors and other modifications to secure a license, which means that more inexperienced landlords may want to employ a managing agent. Let's look more locally to the southeast. One of the highest achieving regions in the country for HMO is here in the southeast. In Q4 2024, the region delivered the highest average HMO annual rental income at £46,041. On average, a 6-bed HMO in the area could earn between £3,000 to £5,100. For comparison, a standard 4-bed could earn anywhere between £1,800 to £2,200 in the same area. So what's the conclusion? Is a HMO a good property investment strategy in 2025? In short, yes. It is undoubtedly a strong way of generating income with a property. When it's done successfully, HMOs make a very lucrative addition to an investment portfolio, and its relative lack of risk of void periods is great for slow periods in the year. Thanks for watching. I hope the video has given you some insights into how a HMO property works. If you want to see more videos and content just like this, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one.